Good morning. I am 5 minutes earlier today. As always, if you're watching in recording, you're welcome to fast forward or stay with us through our hellos. As you can see, I am in Canada now, in Milton, which is near Toronto. As always, I'm going to check the sound now. It's very cold, so I'm sitting all bundled up. Hi, Rachel. Let's see if the sound is working. Or stay with us. Yeah, the sound is good. Let's see if the sound. Good morning, Jean. Good morning, Cherry. Cherry says, I really enjoyed Sunday's video. Oh, great. I'm glad to hear it. All right, it is time for us to start. Often, when we're suffering from loss or harm of some kind, forgiving can seem too overwhelming, too complicated to even consider. How do we forgive if there has been no apology or explanation for why someone has hurt us so? How can we think of forgiving when we feel the person has not done anything to quote unquote deserve our forgiveness? Where do we even start? The work of forgiveness is not easy. Perhaps you have already tried to forgive someone and just couldn't do it. Perhaps you have forgiven and the person didn't show remorse or change their behavior or own up to their offenses, and you find yourself unforgiving all over again. Forgiveness is not an effortless act for any of us, and it doesn't serve anyone to minimize the complexity involved in the work of forgiving. It is best to break our forgiving down into bite-sized pieces and begin from wherever we are standing. Tell your story for as long as you need to. Name your hurts until they no longer pierce your heart. Grant forgiveness when you are ready to let go of a past that cannot be changed. Reconcile or release the relationship as you choose. Forgiving is not easy, but it is the path to healing. Desmond Tutu says, "It was not easy for Nelson Mandela to spend 27 years in prison, but when people say to me what a waste it was, I say no, it was not a waste. It took 27 years for him to be transformed from an angry, unforgiving young radical into an icon of reconciliation, forgiveness, and honor, who could go on to lead a country back from the brink of civil war and self-destruction. Our suffering, our pain, and our losses have the power to transform us. It doesn't always feel just, nor is it easy. But we have seen that with time, great good can come from great sorrow. While softening and opening our hearts cannot be willed, we can nourish a willingness that makes forgiving possible. And it is always the case. We must start with cultivating a forgiving heart towards ourselves first. So today, let's do a practice from Tara Brach that's called Cultivating a Forgiving Heart. As always, take a comfortable position and take a few moments to settle. Settle into your body, into your heart, your mind. Settle into this moment, right here, right now. Let your breath be nice and soft, completely natural. See if you can get a sense of spaciousness in your breathing, so that all the experiences of the present moment can flow through you as energy that they are, without struggle. Now bring to mind some aspect of yourself that feels unforgivable. Perhaps you can't forgive yourself for being a judgmental and controlling person, or for how you have hurt others. You might hate yourself for being cowardly, for not taking the risks that might make your life more fulfilling. You might not be able to forgive how you're ruining your life with an addictive behavior. You might feel disgust for your mental obsessions or feelings of jealousy. Sense whatever feels so bad about your unforgivable behavior, emotion, or way of thinking. How does it make you feel about yourself? How does it prevent you from being happy? Allow yourself to feel the pain that makes you want to push away the addictive, insecure, or judgmental part of yourself. Maybe say, how human of me. Now take a few moments to explore more deeply what is driving this unacceptable part of your being. For example, if you have been addicted to food or alcohol, what need are you trying to satisfy? What fear are you trying to soothe? When you're judging others, are you feeling fearful yourself? If you have wounded another person, did you act out of hurt and insecurity? Out of the need to feel power or safety? As you become aware of underlying wants and fears, allow yourself to feel them directly in your body, in your heart, in your mind. And begin to offer a sincere message of forgiveness to whatever feelings, thoughts, or behaviors you're rejecting. You might mentally whisper the words, I see how I have caused myself suffering, and I forgive myself now. Or you might simply offer yourself the words, forgiven, forgiven. Whatever arises, fear or judgment, shame or grief, meet it with the message of forgiveness. Allow the hurt to untangle in the openness of a forgiving heart. Continue doing this, offering yourself the simple message of forgiving. And at some point, you may feel as if you're just going through the motions and are not actually capable of forgiving yourself. Or you might believe you don't deserve to be forgiven. You might be afraid that if you forgive yourself, you'll just do the same thing again. If that's the case, remember the beautiful words of Walt Whitman. I am larger and better than I thought. I didn't think I held so much goodness. Maybe you feel afraid that if you really open and forgive yourself, you'll come face to face with an intolerable truth about yourself. If these doubts or fears arise, acknowledge and accept them with empathy. How human of me. And then you can say to yourself, it is my intention to forgive myself when I am able. It is my intention to forgive myself when I'm able. Your intention to forgive is the seed of forgiveness. This willingness will gradually relax and open your heart. And now place your hands on your heart and thank yourself for this deep, powerful work that you've just done. With gratitude and loving kindness, repeat after me silently or out loud. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well in body and mind. May I feel safe, protected, at ease. May I know deep, natural peace. And as you gently let go of your practice, as always, scan your body. Notice what's going on for you right now, physically, emotionally, mentally. How are you, really? And as you go through your day today, I invite you to contemplate the notion that our suffering, our pain, and our losses have the power to transform us. It's not easy, but with time, great good can come from great sorrow. If you keep forgiveness journal, use it to reflect on how easy or challenging it is for you to cultivate a forgiving heart towards yourself. And remember that this practice will eventually open up your heart to unconditional forgiveness. Thank you so much for being here today. Have a gorgeous day, and I will see you tomorrow.